Our next guest went from Housing Commission to working at McDonald's to owning 10 properties, and he's only 25.
Eddie Dilleen has a property portfolio worth about $2 million. He says if he could do it, anyone can.
Eddie Dilleen was only a young boy when he decided he wanted off Struggle Street and into property investing.
Basically, I was working at McDonald's, saving that first deposit, and I was lucky enough to purchase the first property.
Living in public housing with a single mother and earning $11 an hour, sacrifices had to be made.
For me, I'm more than happy to, drive around a car that's worth $1,000, put all that money in property.
This is the first property Eddie ever purchased at age 19. In 5 years, the two-bedroom unit has nearly tripled in value. He avoids the common tactic of borrowing against existing properties. Instead, he saves up for each deposit by working several jobs.
$270 a week rent and, $130 a week mortgage repayments.
Now 25, Eddie owns 10 properties with even more purchases on the horizon.
Eddie, I usually get worried about these sorts of stories because usually they're dodgy investment schemes like pyramid schemes. You actually did it the hard way by actually working a few jobs. How many jobs were you working at the one time to save up for your deposits?
Koshie, about 3 jobs at one time. So I did that for a fair few months, almost 2 years, to get those deposits saved up and just, try to, better my situation, I guess.
OK, now Eddie, you've got some advice for people thinking about getting into property investing. What are your top tips for young people wanting to do this?
Top tips for young people wanting to do this would definitely be, buy properties that have really high rental returns. So, for example, the property behind me, when I first purchased it, it was renting out for about $220 a week, and I bought it for only $138,000. So it had about an 8% rental yield. So first thing is definitely have a really high rental yield when you're purchasing property.
OK.
The second thing would,
Yep, keep going.
Yeah, sorry. The second thing would be purchasing the property, aim to purchase them below market value. So if you can aim to, find a property that's maybe through a distressed seller, a bank repossession, something of that sort, to try to get it a little bit under what it's actually worth. That's where you're actually making money from day one, and put yourself in a better position to be able to continue building your portfolio and getting to where you want to be.
You must be a good budgeter of your personal finances. What did you have to give up? What are the sacrifices, if you like, to build up your deposits?
Getting started, it definitely wasn't easy. I remember going back to high school, everyone would buy lunch every day, or they'd get their pocket money from their mum and dad, or they'd be working on the side doing their own job. For me, I was always, the type of person who, didn't buy, fancy expensive things growing up. Before, I drove around a car that was worth $500 or $1,000 instead of buying a car for $30,000 or $40,000, just so I could put more money in property. And I knew that they would go up in value and a car would go down in value.
Yeah, well, good on you. As I said, you've done it the old-fashioned way, so it's built on a solid foundation, which is terrific. Nice to meet you. What a great story.
Thanks very much, Koshie. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
There you go.